when it comes to choosing a president, you'd like to think that people are going to use their cognitive-based system. Here are 6 substantive reasons why I think Kamala Harris is better or Donald Trump is better. Regrettably, as I repeatedly keep pounding on the table, people use their emotional-based processing. She's joyful, she's fun, she's exciting. Is there a way for us to get people to move away from the natural inclination to use a shortcut heuristic, such as my emotions, and actually get them to focus on foundational substantive issues? Because many of my colleagues in academia, as you might imagine, they probably support more Donald Trump's policies, but their emotional system says, he's disgusting, I revile him.
I think this is actually the key difference between a book and a film. And I'll put it this way, that a book is, in fact, an intellectual product. It appeals to the mind. It is framed in, I would say, loosely as a legal brief. It makes an argument, and the argument has components, and it lays it out. It's got references. It's got footnotes. So I have all of that in the book. I recognize the moment I start to make a movie, I'm in a different territory. Right. You notice that movies, documentary films, and feature films always have a musical score. What does the musical score do? That is, in fact, the emotional undercurrent of a movie. So the point I want to make is that I don't think that one can say to people, hey, listen, do not use your emotional apparatus. Merely let me engage your brain. What a movie will do is, in a very subtle way, it will engage both. In fact, the primary engagement of a film is always emotional. You can put intellectual content into a movie, but it can never be primary. If it is primary, the movie becomes dull. It becomes boring. So I will say that if you watch this film, Vindicating Trump, it makes the emotional case for Trump. And not only that, I would say it makes the character defense of Trump. This is important because there are Republicans who will say things like, well, I don't like the guy, but, I like his policies. Or he needs to keep his mouth shut. Or what they're really saying is they want to remake Trump. They want like a new and different Trump. And I make a counter argument to them. And I say, listen, Trump is a package in the same way that General Grant was a package. And the same package that made him a good fighter on the battlefield also made him cuss a lot and drink a lot. And so you can't say, hey, he needs to cut out the drinking. He needs to cut out the cussing. Otherwise, you need to yank him off the battlefield. Lincoln would never dream of doing that because General Grant knew how to fight. And I think the same is true with Trump. He has some vices, but he also has some quite magnificent and underrated virtues. And those need to be not only noted, but they need to be experienced. And in a movie, I try to bring you the experience of that. I also try to do something else that I think that Trump himself makes it hard to do, and that is to show you the private side of Trump. Trump himself does not like to talk about feelings. He doesn't like to talk about emotions. When poor Dr. Phil kept trying to psychologize him, well, how did the assassination attempt make you feel? You notice that Trump just ran away from that. He refused to go there. He's been raised in this manly reluctance to put your feelings out front. But I tried very hard in this film, and I think succeeded in having a one-on-one conversation with him where he allowed me to control the conversation and bring out some aspects of him that he otherwise doesn't. He certainly doesn't easily show.